Hello everybody, welcome to Dialogues for Change. Life is not a void to be filled, but it's a plenitude to be discovered. So today I would like to share with you some thoughts by Chögyam Trungpa, a Tibetan Buddhist master, from his little book Shambhala, The Sacred Path of the Warrior, which is basically about this idea of how to open up to ourselves and the world, not fearing ourselves and the world, and becoming gentle warriors who can share compassion with others. So let me read a little extract, which is actually from pages 51 to 55. Going beyond fear begins when we examine our fear, our anxiety, nervousness, concern, and restlessness. If we look into our fear, if we look beneath its veneer, the first thing we find is sadness beneath the nervousness. Nervousness is cranking up, vibrating all the time. When we slow down, when we relax with our fear, we find sadness, which is calm and gentle. Sadness hits you in your heart and your body produces a tear. Before you cry, there is a feeling in your chest, and then after that, you produce tears in your eyes. You're about to produce rain or a waterfall in your eyes, and you feel sad and lonely, and perhaps romantic at the same time. That is the first step of fearlessness and the first sign of real warriorship. You might think that when you experience fearlessness, you will hear the opening to Beethoven's Fifth Symphony or see a great explosion in the sky, but it doesn't happen that way. In the Shambhala tradition, discovering fearlessness comes from working with the softness of the human heart. The birth of the warrior is like the first growth of a reindeer's horn. At first the horns are very soft and almost rubbery, and they have little hairs growing on them. They are not yet horns as such, they are just sloppy growths with blood inside. Then as the reindeer ages, the horns grow stronger, developing 4 points or 10 points or even 40 points. Fearlessness at the beginning is like those rubbery horns. They look like horns, but you can't quite fight with them. When a reindeer first grows its horns, it doesn't know what to use them for. It must feel very awkward to have those soft, lumpy growths on your head. But then the reindeer begins to realize that it should have horns, that horns are a natural part of being a reindeer. In the same way, when a human being first gives birth to the tender heart of warriorship, he or she may feel extremely awkward or uncertain about how to relate to this kind of fearlessness. But then, as you experience this sadness more and more, you realize that human beings should be tender and open. So you no longer need to feel shy or embarrassed about being gentle. In fact, your softness begins to become passionate. You would like to extend yourself to others and communicate with them. When tenderness evolves in that direction, then you can truly appreciate the world around you. Sense perceptions become very interesting things. You are so tender and open already that you cannot help opening yourself to what takes place all around you. When you see red or green or yellow or black, you respond to them from the bottom of your heart. When you see someone else crying or laughing or being afraid, you respond to them as well. At that point, your beginning level of fearlessness is developing further into warriorship. When you begin to feel comfortable being a gentle and decent person, your reindeer horns no longer have little hairs growing on them. They are becoming real horns. Situations become very real, quite real, and on the other hand, quite ordinary. Fear evolves into fearlessness naturally, very simply, and quite straightforwardly. The ideal of warriorship is that the warrior should be sad and tender, and because of that, the warrior can be very brave as well. Without that heartfelt sadness, bravery is brittle, like a china cup. If you drop it, it will break or chip. But the bravery of the warrior is like a lacquer cup, which has a wooden base covered with layers of lacquer. If the cup drops, it will bounce rather than break. It is soft and hard at the same time. I hope you found these thoughts, very inspiring thoughts, as inspiring as I found them. So they're taken from this little book, Shambhala, The Sacred Path of the Warrior, by Chögyam Trungpa. And so I'm very happy to have been able to share them with you on this Monday, 19th of December 2011. Thanks.